Hello, everybody. Welcome back to.
Hi.
Welcome back to the Skedaddle podcast. And sorry that we've been away for a while, but we're picking back up.
Yeah, and this is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode because we actually wanted to move so many things around to be able to record one. So we're a little bit limited on time because, we are actually working. But we promise that we're going to go back to our once a week, about like 40 minutes or so episodes starting next week.
Mm-hmm. So thank you if you're a regular or if you're coming back.
To all of our fans out there.
Yeah, to all of our fans out there. And to our new fans.
Yeah, we know how hard it's been without hearing our comments and our just laughs and smiles and all that. I know. Thank you for waiting for us.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for all the people who commented. She said, ironically.
Wait, where?
No comments.
Oh,
There's
okay.
no comments.
I thought someone actually said, commented on a comment that you made. Like, they said, oh, she said ironically.
Oh, no. I was ironically making a comment about no comment.
Okay. But yeah, so it's been...
Busy. Good busy, bad busy, life kind of busy,
Mm-hmm.
We do actually have a topic today, but I want to say this without being so off topic, but I read this one time. Somebody was saying there's no such a thing as busy. Everybody has things to do. It's all about priorities. So if somebody telling you, oh, we've been busy, or I have been busy, I couldn't do this, it's just they had other priorities, which is exactly our case. Like, there were things with crazy deadlines and locations that we were limited. And while you are our top priorities, but there were certain things that we would have get fired for if we didn't do it. So we know you want us to be don't lose our livelihood over this. So
the consequences were on different levels. Let's just say that.
Yes.
But yeah. So I think the topic for this podcast will be, well, I thought about it more like friendship breakups, or kind of like something like that. And I just thought about it. I think I thought about it for a couple of weeks now. But actually, no. Since I moved back to the city where where we're currently living, I had a roommate a long time ago that we were really close. I don't know how old I was. I would think I was like 22. Yeah, I was 22. But when I had to move for grad school, we just ended up on bad terms. Mm-hmm. But I had to give more background to the story. But this person helped me through high school because when I came to high school, I didn't speak English, and then he will help me translate things sometimes. Mm-hmm. And then, funny enough, he became friends with my brother first. But then he will invite us to go places, and then he's hanging out with me more than instead of my brother. And I think he was the youngest sibling in his family by a long margin. His older brother was 10 or 15 years older than him. Mm-hmm. So he didn't really have siblings, I guess. He had a lot of cousins, and then we got along pretty well. We worked at the same restaurant, and then just slowly over time, we became really good friends. Mm-hmm. He will be the one that will seek me out, oh, let's go do this, let's go do that. And which I was fine. I was okay, cool. And then to the point where he started calling me his brother. Mm-hmm. That's how he will introduce other people like me. Oh yeah, he's my adopted brother, or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Did you feel that way about him?
Yeah, in a way.
You have brothers.
Yeah, I have brothers. I have many brothers. But in a way, yes and no. I did like hanging out with him. We would do really fun things. And he was one of the few people that could speak Spanish to me. We will send funny things. And I liked hanging out with him overall. I don't know if I really saw him as my brother. but he will be a priority. Like like still really like one of my best friends.
Right. See, like you just said right there, one of my best friends.
Yeah.
Right. Still not like your best friend.
Yeah. I think at the time he was probably my best friend. But even then, now like, and it was funny because like when I went to college, I stopped talking to him for a while, and then I came back to my town to, try to get a job and everything, and that's when we started hanging out even more. So whenever I find my job in here, I had to like, I told him like, oh, don't you also want to leave, this town that we're from? And he was looking to move because he didn't like the management where he was. So funny enough, like he found like a branch of the bank that he worked for, like 5 minutes away from where I found my apartment.
Nice.
And I had a 2-bedroom apartment, right? Which I was like, it was maybe a little too much for me to handle because like the rent was pretty high. But I like, do you want to move here? And I have a room, like I need a roommate, but I'm not gonna stay here forever because like my plan is to go to grad school eventually. So he's like, yeah, let's do that. And then he moved on and found his job and a pretty nice life, I think. Overall, like he was doing really well, I think. But he will always say like, like, do you really have to move? Like, what can you go to school here and things like that, All of this came into consideration after that. But I guess why I felt bad is because the way that we ended things, like I can see like where I went wrong. But also, there were a lot of things that he would do that will make me feel like.
So, was he the same age as you at the time?
No, like he's I think 2 or 3 years older than me.
Oh, so he was older.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, what did you think you did wrong?
I don't know. I think because like how he would call me his brother, right? Like I think like I didn't. Maybe like I diminished how he will feel that I was leaving. Or like I didn't take it as seriously, like, oh, like he really doesn't want me to leave.
Right, but imagine if your brother, like your real brother, would tell you, hey, I don't want you to leave. I want you to stay here. Would you?
No, okay. I mean I wouldn't. But I think the way I went about it was like I always told you that I was leaving. I don't understand why you're upset. Or I don't know, I feel like even when I was younger, like I always had a hard time. Like, I was still young. Yeah. Right? Like, so to me, it was like I was still learning how to be, like, this person for him. Right, like, how to be, like, a good friend. Right. So I think I just kind of didn't consider many factors. Like, oh, yeah, like I guess the way I said it, like, like, I'm about to leave in, like, this many months. Like, you need to start looking for a new place to live. But I think he took it, like... Yeah, like you need to leave now. Oh, I see. Did he leave then? Like, so that's the thing. Like, he left like a month or so before. Like, and now I was going on a vacation with my family, and then when I came back, like everything was gone. Oh wow, so dramatic! It was so dramatic, and I was like, "Oh, I remember you told me this." And I was like, "Was it really that bad?" No, like he told me. No, how did it go actually? Oh yeah, I think he just told me like, "Hey, I'm gonna be leaving," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, like that." Like, that's good. So, but he was leaving like 2 or 3 months before the lease was up. So, right? Did you not say goodbye then? No, not really. Wow. And then, like, we were at the restaurant, and he was like, are you really just leaving? Like, there's like a few more months of rent to pay. Yeah, no, you told me to leave. Like, so you saw him in a restaurant? No, it was before he even moved out. And I was a little bit, I felt like, well, I wish you would have told me, then I would have prepared more for, like... Money-wise. Yeah. Because, like, I had to pay a lot to the next place. Right. Move and everything. But I think he just kind of did it, like... I don't know if it felt like out of spite, or he just wanted to get back at me for... I think so, right? A little bit, probably. A little bit, yeah. And I was like, okay, like, I was upset, but then at the same time, I was like... No, like I shouldn't be that upset because like just like I'm moving on with my life, he's got to move on with his. So I apologize. Like, look, I'm sorry. I went like I shouldn't have gotten that upset about this. Like I understand that you want to do what's best for you. I'm doing what is best for me. So you did apologize? Yeah, but he got even more angry. So you apologize before you go on a vacation with your family? Yeah, but so it all happened that same dinner, right? I was like. upset that he was leaving, and he was just leaving like this, and like he didn't really give me much like warning per se.
Huh?
But he was like, well, yes, that's also how you told me, like, just to leave. I didn't say, like, well, I didn't tell you to leave. I told you to look. Usually apartments don't have availabilities like this,
Instantly,
right?
yeah.
So you need like a few months or a couple months in advance to look for. That's why I told you need to look for a new place because I'm gonna be leaving, right? But I think he took it the wrong way, and then that's
so when you apologized, what did he say?
Then he got more angry.
What was he saying?
I think he was just like, no, like, what did he? Now I'm trying to remember all of the details. But what was he telling me? I think he told me like that's not like it doesn't matter or something, or
he was already like he had already made his mind.
Yeah, he was, like, made his mind, and
then you apologizing actually would have put him in a position of weakness because now he's like, I was the angry and winner, and now I'm just the angry and not necessarily winner. And he had already moved, like, and probably decided about moving and all that. But
and that's the night before I left, right?
Yeah.
So then
and you come back, home, and that was it.
We didn't really say anything.
And nothing like after. So
no, after that, came back, and I just noticed that everything was gone. I'm like, okay, like I guess he just decided to move
from
on.
that day that. Was it you haven't seen or talked to him or at all? Do you know?
Oh no! So and then he like texted me like, "Oh, when are you gonna be home? I need to pick up a few more things."
Okay.
And or something like that, or I need to drop off the keys. Yeah, because he didn't give me the keys or anything. So like, he came, and then I need to also drop off. Like I think I took one of the knives for like. Or I don't know, one of the tools that was mine, right?
Okay.
But it was like one of the tools that I needed because he just took it, and then I'm like, okay, yeah, you can. I'll be home at this time, whatever. Come by, and I just opened the door. He's like, here you go, and I'm like, okay, and then he kind of looked at me like trying to laugh, and I was like, all right, bye. I just closed the door because I was not I didn't think it was funny for one, and I was like, you're the one who just left without saying anything, so I just. Close the door.
Oh wow! What do you mean he was trying to laugh? Laugh at what?
Like, just like looked at me like, like maybe like laughing like, oh, like are we really mad or not or?
Okay, so right there you made a mistake. I think all of it was okay. That was a mistake because he definitely was trying to give us a chance because he could have just put it in front of your door, the stuff, right? Like under the blanket. But he checked time that you were home. And he came and he was just giving like a clue, like, okay, this is it, right? And you like, bam.
Yes, because I was also still like a little bit upset.
Of course, yeah.
That he like
sense.
just left and he did all this thing.
It's all the chain, like everything. Right? Everything that each of you guys did, I think is just kind of like everybody thought that they did, right? And I feel like maybe the fact that he kind of convinced himself that just dropping and leaving you with paying full rents is because in his mind maybe he thought, oh, like I didn't bother to look other options to live when you told me come live with me. So I kind of like just did you a solid because you needed a roommate. I just was this good roommate that you wanted. And now you tell me leave? Well, I'm leaving then, right? It's your problem. So that's what he's saying.
That's what I thought too.
But it's been a few years.
It's been more than a few years, yeah.
So what do you think?
I don't know.
Do you picture, like, okay, imagine that you're with me and we're sitting in a restaurant and he just comes in and sits in like a table right beside us. And you both know that you have seen each other. What do you do?
No, I won't go ahead and say hi. My thing is like, I don't know if I necessarily want him to be my friend again. But because in some ways, I was his like go-to person for everything, right? So like everything that happened at work, everything that happened in his family, I was just like the person. Like and then but like and that was fine with me. But sometimes he will just jab at me for things.
Do what?
Jab, like
I see.
Like
taking it upon you.
Yeah, like he was always very for example, he was very bad at math.
Okay, yeah.
And like he wanted to go to community college and get his associates. And I was like, okay, like I help you with this, and then
Well, if you are in our audience right now, dear sir, we hope that you have worked on that, and hopefully you don't get offended by that comment.
yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But anyway, like sometimes he will like say that my accomplishments were just good because everything was served to me on a silver platter.
Oh, I see. You got lucky.
Yeah, like I had my parents along the way.
I
was trying to help. Like I didn't have to do like him working.
I see.
Things like that.
Like that's just one of the signature of somebody not being truly friendly. You know, like you're once really good for you and be proud of what you have done. And I think friends can be envious. I get envy of you many times, right? But I don't want you to not have it. You know, and that's I think what friendship is, because we are human, we are all competitive, we want good things and all that, but just thinking like, oh yeah, you don't deserve that. That was just
or like you know, there's no comparison between like you know, you just something
like
you
because if
lucky.
you can't really put it down, maybe you can say like, well, you had this and you had that and this and that. Why didn't?
So that things like that and like other things he will just say. Like I remember when I told him like, oh yeah, my sister-in-law is pregnant and I'm really happy. He's like, well, you know, it's the first pregnancy, so hopefully she won't lose it. You see? Like why would someone say
there's negativity, right?
So why would he say like, shouldn't you be happy that I'm happy that I'm gonna be an uncle, right? Like and that was like the first niece, you know, the first kid like in the family.
Oh, he said that about your
Yes.
I thought he said it about his thing. That's me.
No, about mine.
Oh wow.
So I was like, okay, like. That's
so do you know what he's doing right now? Like, do you have on social media or something?
Yeah, I think I deleted. I think I unfriended one of his. He had multiple profiles for some reason.
Oh wow.
So I think I unfriended one of them, and I kept one. But yeah, he still calls my mom and stuff sometimes.
He calls your mom?
Yeah, because they also worked together for a while.
Oh, I see.
And then he will call her
so he probably knows where you are, what you're doing.
I think
right now.
Yeah, and I think he's in the same spot, like around the same area where we used to live and everything. And yeah, I just.
Do you know if he has like married anything like that? Okay.
And that was another whole other separate thing. But.
So you kind of. So what I'm hearing is that you probably want to like get over that. Like there's this one weird connection in your life and like, hey, you good, hi, and then just leave it at that. If we like if we were in a big group and we were doing activities together, I'm fine, but I don't want to just go hang out together. So you do want that thing to go away.
Yeah, I think, but that's the thing. I don't know. Like, I keep thinking about it. Like, should I reach out?
Because if you do, it might like. But you know, you're not that. I don't know how many friends back then you had in that time that he was your best friend, quote unquote. But you're not that person anymore. You have a very busy life, a big group of friends, and a very good friend here. And then, so it's like even if he does try to like bring you in and just make you his only thing, he's not going to be successful. And I don't think you need to break up with him again. You're just going to be like kind of canceling on him a few times, and then he kind of get the gist like, oh, okay, we're just acquaintances, not necessarily in the circle of friends. But I do understand that feeling, that like some unresolved friendship here, and I do have that kind of thing.
We were friends for a long time.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of ended like that. Like, so. But that's because I think I want to let him know, like, okay, I understand that I did something wrong too, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, like, so, but you not wanting to see that it wasn't the best way to do. Which I was young, and I'm still learning how to be like friends in some things.
Yeah.
Like one thing I'm working on is like whenever friends pay for each other things, like I still never volunteer. Like, oh yeah, I'll get this. But that's because my mom raised me way different, or my parents did. But I'm working on that. And even other little things too, like. So I think he was trying to teach me.
Like it is okay to call like one person like your best friend than one of my best friends. But yeah, just want to put it out there. Because best is kind of like winning kind of thing. It's not one of my good friends or better friends because it's compared. Best seems to me you can like have one best friend and a lot of good friends.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that right? So, I mean, I can understand that we can have like best friends in different
like in different.
categories somehow.
Yeah, like I have best friends from college, right? And I have best friends for like grad school.
But if you put all the best friends together, then you will be like couldn't you have like one best friend of all for now?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So okay, but yeah, I mean we all. So for example, just so you wouldn't be singled out in this thing, I had I have another kind of situation like this. It's not as the friendship. I mean, the friendship I think it was deep, but the length of it and like sharing room and such, it wasn't like that because that's very complicated in terms of that. But I did have a very good friend that at the time where I was standing and all that, like she was my best friend, and we would kind of like have a lot of girly things together. And she was, I think she is very girly, you know, and she likes to do shopping, doing crafts and all. And I would be like, okay, yeah, I tag along, like it makes me feel, but we had a lot of same interests, like the things she liked. Like we dyed our hair together purple, you know, one night, and then we'd sit down and talk about different things. Her life at the time was very different state up than me. Like she was getting married, and she had like a long time boyfriend, living with her boyfriend and all. That was not my case. So, but it was interesting. They had like a relatively better life. So and everything was good. The problem that I always had with her, that she had a lot of micro aggressions toward me. Like she always kind of needed to like say that I am not as good in certain, but I would be, because I was so conscious of it, it wouldn't bother me because I would be like, sure. Because I would see her as her weakness, and I'd be like, I can deal with that as long as. But little by little, it would build up in me.
Yeah.
And then this went on and on. Then I moved away from the same location. She also moved away from it, so we were kind of like far friends. But we still would have voice messages and such. And then there was this one instance that. And of course, I think when we got farther from each other, the microaggressions became more apparent to me, or less or harder for me to forgive. And then there was this one thing that we planned her wedding like together with all the little things, talked about all the details and all that. And very beginning, she told me that I'm gonna be a bridesmaid. And then apparently throughout whatever process that she didn't share with me, she decided to not have me as a bridesmaid. But the way that she told me that was, like how she would share everything with me, and then she one day sent me the website of her wedding thingy, and how like each of the bridegroom had like a little blurb about them, and it's like, yeah, what do you think about this? And I got so heartbroken. I was like, and not even acknowledging that, hey, I have told you you're a bridesmaid. We have talked about colors of dress and shit like that. Just dropping it, and I like managed it. I didn't say anything, but man, I got really hurt because her description, her reasoning that she never like directly referring to the fact that I was going to be a bridesmaid, but overall she kind of said about how she was thinking about a bigger group, and now this one it makes more sense and all. And then it all happened, and unfortunate thing happened that the wedding itself happened to be in COVID, and we had already bought our tickets. We were going to go. It was like a far destination wedding, but we decided to not go, and she also didn't like that because it was just for the beginning. But we thought that we shouldn't go.
Yeah.
And I think maybe she thought that now I'm getting back at her because I never said that thing, but she probably knew that I'm upset. She got upset over that, but didn't say much really again. But again, I think she forgave me that I didn't go because they had to stay in that city for 2 weeks or something, and her wedding all canceled. It was just really frustrating.
The whole thing, yeah.
But right there, like from their point, she kind of sent me a couple messages. I didn't respond, and I just like sent something, and then she reached out from, and I just didn't respond. like just on the top of that, the COVID really got a hit on me. I was really deeply inside of myself and all that. The timing didn't work, and now it's just stuck there in time. Like it's my turn. I think from the way that it went on, because she was the last person to send the message. It's my turn to go back, and it's on me. But then again, I'm like, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? So, what do I even care about these little things anymore? No. But do I want this person fully back in my life, or do I want just a little bit of it? Because, it's this thing. But I really want it resolved.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm stuck too. It's like, because I mean, like, say, I'm a completely different person from back then. Like I was,
exactly.
The way I look at it, I was still a kid back then.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know, like, I don't know, I guess the full consequences or how things could be seen. Because, like I said, he was older, right? So he was more mature than me.
Right.
So in a way, he was teaching me a lot of things. Like, no, like, you could do this, you can do that, or like, but...
Yeah, very, very interesting talk. We are completely out of time. We have to go to another actual work event right now. At this moment, it starts. So drop in the comments if you also experienced something like this. I think I personally have other things to talk about, this like holding on to friends and all that, but the time is not going to let us. So we will be back to you guys probably again talking about friendship next week. Till then.
Part 2.
Till then.
Let us know what you think in the comments.
Bye-bye.
Bye.